welcome back to another YouTube video of FLAIR, where we make trading very simple. Yet another week, yet another dollar, guys. This week I'll be breaking down gold and EURUSD, so stay in tune. Alright, before I get started off, I just want to show you guys the Discord. It's been going crazy, guys. I have been posting some of my trade setups. This is a trade that I took in the beginning of the week. This was relatively taken the last week on a Friday, right? And then it just skyrocketed into take profit, right? And then there's a breakdown fully on the group, right? And I hear a lot of people asking if I do sell my mentorships and stuff like that. We do have a Discord private sector where we these premium signals, the trading course, ask the expert, which is me, where you ask me questions based on my course, questions that you don't understand. And we do have one-on-one sessions, right? If you are interested, just click the link in the bio, and then tap mentorship, then everything else will be easy sorted it out, right? So now let's check out the Instagram. Alright, so this is the Instagram that we are running currently. This week we're still relatively on 800 followers, guys. Until we break that 900 mark, I can't wait until 1000, right? But otherwise, let's be patient. Everything else is over here, right? The reels that we keep on posting. I post daily reels every week, as much as it is. You can clearly see different. It helps with different psychologies. Just make sure to check out the Instagram page. It's flair.fx_, guys. This is the only Instagram page I have. The main reason I keep on showing this on the YouTube videos is because there's a lot of scammers. So I just want you guys to make sure that you are following the correct page, flair.fx_, guys. So make sure to check that out. Alright, so we can get started off. So this week is gold and EURUSD. So I really want to start off with gold, mainly seeing what I see. Today is relatively the 26th. I'm recording this on a Friday. I usually record these on Saturdays and stuff, so the market is a bit live today, guys, so watch out. But overall, like, I wanna just make sure that you guys can see what's happening overall. I can really let me just restart the whole breakdown. For the people who are relatively new, if you haven't seen the gold breakdowns that I've done, the link will be on top over here. But for the guys who are relatively new, we'll start it over again so we can understand, right? So as you can clearly see, gold has been in a bullish sentiment. Let's go to the daily time frame just for you guys can understand, right? Gold is bullish because it broke this high with a huge wick on one day, guys. You get what I mean? These are highs that we were anticipating on breaking for the longest of times. Last day we were just killing gold in and out, week in, week out, right? So now let's go back to the 4-hour time frame, us understanding the higher time frame direction and seeing that this was a whole impulse that eventually changed character and kept on breaking structure, right? So now obviously this is a point where we are really interested in executing, right? I'll mark out this order block relatively that we can see over here. We'll just zoom in just two more, like relatively this order block, right? Clean cut finish. This is also included with a imbalance, as you can clearly see, guys. So we'll mark this out as an imbalance, right? So now let's just explain market structure as much as it is, right? So you can see. So we'll just use the lows. This is a low, that's a high. This is a low, right? We'll even zoom out just 2 seconds. Maybe take this one like this, right? I just want to make sure you guys understand the concept of us highlighting these lows and highs, right? It makes things so much easier. Okay, clean. We're not going to color coordinate everything. We're just going to mark them out so you guys can understand, right? So when things are like this, you kind of understand. This is on the 4-hour time frame, remember, right? When price is like this, it makes it easier for you to see which are the most strongest lows or the swing lows and the swing highs, right? So as you can clearly see here, we can classify this as a break of structure. Then price continued to move up, right? Price continued to move up and continuously went down and down. We could mark out change of character relatively over here, right, in the lower time frames as much as it is, but price continued to move lower and lower, right? As we can clearly see over here, we can mark this out as a break of structure. The change of character initially happened over on the higher time frames over here, right? So we'll just mark this out as a break of structure, clean cut finish, right? I'll even mark out the thing just for relativity. For those who don't understand, guys, like most of you guys are experts that watch my stuff. Like I see you guys give me hints and ideas on Instagram. Make sure to you guys go post some of your setups. Like if you have setups, post them in the Discord. There is a place where I see trading setups where you can post your own setups and I can give you your own review. You get what I mean? And you can help other traders as well get a sense of general understanding of what you trade, right? So we can classify this as an internal change of character, but no, let's say change of character because it's on the 4-hour time frame, right? Internal changes of character only happen relatively on the 15-minute time frame. You know, that's what we classify as lower time frames, right? So clean cut finish, price went up, continued to move down, broke structure, right? So this is where we're already looking on how to execute, right? With us, we already understand the higher time frame price. We're looking to buy a relative low over here, right? And we're patient enough to wait for price to come over here, but at the same time, we can still capitalize on the price action that's relatively happening over here, right? So now we can zoom in maybe to 2 hours, maybe here. Just to zoom in just a little to the price action that we can clearly see over here, right? As you can clearly see, price it's pushed down, guys. Like it pushed down. So now from me, the market's relatively gonna close pretty soon. Let me just do it like this. So this, we classify this as a change of character because price continued to move up. We can classify this as a change of character. It played around and broke again, right? So we can classify this as a change of character. Change of character relatively here. It's an internal change of character, right? Yes, it is on the 2 hour time frame, but if one another thing that you guys need to understand, right? This is a low, and then this is the highest of highs, right? Yes, I did mark out this one, but this one's just for relativity, right? So anything that's happening in between these two swing highs is internal structure, right? So now the main reason I'm saying internal change of character is mainly because the change of character happened internally. You get what I mean? Like it's between the swing high and the swing low, right? You get what I mean? So let's just remove all of this and that. And then we come over here, right? So now obviously for me as a trader, already I can already see what I'm looking for. This strong move already gives us a hint of where we should be looking into executing, right? Relatively this week. Now look at the beauty of this entry that we caught. It just took us out for a break even because price continued to move lower, because we were anticipating, like we were holding sales to push all the way down over here, right? So price just came in into entry multiple times, right? We can't really control the markets, guys. We can just trade them the way they are, right? But overall, as you can clearly see, this is an order block that we can clearly see, right? And it's an order block that we're really interested in taking because it is the one that is relatively respected, pushed up, and then it is the one that really changed the character and broke these lows, right? So automatically we can come over here. Let's just mark it out properly, clean cut finish, then go to the 30 minutes, like just to kind of see if there's any different types of things. But overall everything looks good. We can come in for those who really trade with small accounts, maybe 200 rand or relatively, you know, maybe $10, stuff like that, because I do know there are some people who really aren't financially fit to be trading like that or just starting off in trading, right? So these are the types of setups that you can take, but relatively on the lower time frames. Like look at this. We can call this is called an expanding channel, right? In most cases, an expanding channel is something that plays around like that and eventually goes over to the low, right? So already when you see these types of things, you already understand that, oh, okay, there's more and more. And for my SMC traders, which I am as well, right, I try to do my best to incorporate everybody's trading ability. This is called a trend line liquidity, right? There's liquidity resting over these highs, right? You as a trader can come in and execute relatively over here for the as a stop loss relatively above the order block, and then you can target all the way to the bottom over here, mainly because it's the order block we're looking into tapping into in the longer terms, right? But for now, overall wise, everything is looking clean. I'm anticipating price will come in a little bit deeper. We could do 50%. It's relatively safe if your account is available, if your account size is bigger enough, which I would recommend, guys. Like especially if you're gonna be trading gold, like trade with a little bit more money, because there's definitely money, especially when you trade with FLAIR FX, right? But now we're anticipating price to come into this zone, respect it, and then push all the way down over here, right? As you can clearly see, for those who don't have a lot of and we can execute relatively based over here, right? For people who want the coordinates of these things, you can clearly see them, or you can't. So if you do want the coordinates, I'll try and post the setup on the Discord, so make sure to check out the Discord, guys. Like you guys don't. And then if you really want a more personalized thing, you can also check the Discord and be added into the private Discord, right? Obviously this one would be a paid subscription. You probably pay $15 per month, relatively $350 per month for these types of signals. I send trade breakdowns like this, signals. You can ask me questions about my course, you get what I mean, because it's always going to change. Like as much as it is I'm not going to sell you one thing, because my strategy or the way I trade continuously changes over time. I see different things. Some things get phased out, some things come back in, like the Fibonacci, as much as it is, right? So now if you guys want that type of thing, just make sure to click the link in the bio, and then afterwards everything will be easy and fresh. You get what I mean? But overall, that's what I can clearly see for what is this, the gold. Now let's move over to Euro USD. All right, so moving over to Euro USD, the main reason I picked Euro USD, the setup is so similar to gold, guys. Like, they look identically the same, right? Now I know usually I say GBPUSD and Euro USD are twin sisters, but these days I'm really seeing that Euro USD is growing up a little bit faster than GBPUSD. So in trading terms, I'm basically saying that I'm starting to see that Euro USD is picking up a bit of volatility more than GBPUSD. That's mainly based on fundamentals perhaps, but overall I like trading the market structure in and of its own, right? So let me just break this one as well from what I can really see, right? Already, like, this whole push up over here is something that I was already mainly interested in, right? Why? Like, I think a lot of people always wonder why I always look at these types of places, because, like, look at here, let's relatively take price over here, right? Price really likes to like respect places where there's some strong movement, right? Obviously in this zone over here there might not be as a clean order block as it is, but like already you can see that price respects these types of areas, especially when these pushes, right? So if we go to the lower time frame, obviously we can find different types of order blocks and stuff like that to execute, but now we're not looking at that price action for now, right? So we check out price like this. Before I even mark out anything like that, right, you can already see the market structure in and of its own. This is called a falling wedge, right? So in flag pattern standards, where a falling wedge is basically a reversal pattern. So it's something that goes like this. Let me just mark it out for you. So it is something, no, it starts off like this, right? It's an in, down, up. Usually that's what happens, right? So now you come in with your trend line, you mark it out like that. Come in with your trend line, you mark it out like that. You get what I mean? And that's usually how it looks like, right? And this is something we relatively have over here. In most cases, price reverses based off of an order block that we have printed, right? So with this one as well, look at this clean cut structure, right? As you can clearly see, price is moving down. Let me move this thing. It's kind of irritating me, but yeah. So price is falling down, right? This is a reversal pattern, right? In my head already, it's like, okay, cool, I'm already looking to buy this pair for the long run. Like, I'm anticipating that it is going to be a bit bullish, a bit more like powerful in terms of moving up and up, right? So let's just fix this, just 2 seconds, like that, right? We push it all the way to the top over here, maybe even relatively move it like that. That's some weak action, right? So for me, it's like, okay, cool, I already can see that price is gonna respect somewhere, right? And relatively it's over here at this point, right? Clean cut finish, right? As you can clearly see, now price doesn't have to really come into the order block as clear as day, right? As you can see over this one, we could have highlighted this order block, but price just came in relatively and then pushed up, right? So my anticipation is that this order block is no longer valid for now, right? Yet let me not say it's no longer valid, right? I think for me, I would count it out if there's an initial change of character. If this high is broken, relatively this one, right, I wouldn't mind and understanding that this order block might not be as relevant as I thought it would be, right? But for now, like, price is still relatively on the zone. And don't forget, guys, this is still on the 26th of January. 26th of January is on a Friday. The market's relatively still open. It's still operating. You get what I mean? Let's go to the 2-hour time frame to understand a little bit more in depth, right? As you can clearly see, this is the order block we were anticipating and executing, right? So price looked like it had already impulsed up quickly, right? So let's go to the lower time frame, maybe like 1 hour, just to kind of understand, right? So with my understanding, I can see there's a purge of liquidity relatively over here, right? Relatively over here, we can mark that out as an X. That's a purge of liquidity. There is a change of character as well. Clean cut finish, like that, right? So now another thing that we can clearly say is that it also respected this order block relatively, and now price is starting to retrace a bit slowly, right? But obviously looking at the market price and action, everything like that, we could probably mark out this order block as the one that we would execute based off of, right? Mainly because there's a purge of liquidity, a change of character, and price is just relatively correcting slowly and slowly, probably into this order block just to push a bit higher, right? And then now with this order block that I relatively marked out on the 4-hour time frame, the sense of irrelevability is still in question, because we're still in the downtrend, guys. Like, there isn't really, for me personally, I would really like to see something. If maybe I would classify like a change of character, right? Let's say price does this, right? Eventually it breaks out. I would like to see some sort of trend continuation. So we could have a change of character, right? So we could have a change of character like this. Let me just, my bad. Let me do it like this. We could have a change of character like this, right? But also at the same time, it's like, ow, my God. Also at the same time, we can understand that price could just relatively come in a bit low, or even break and carry on going lower, right? So if we have a change of character, then we proceed to have a break of structure, then I would be like, okay, cool, the trend has continued. Like, I don't know, I'm someone who's really picky, especially with like my setups and trading reversals in and of its own, because like I'm not really good with reversals like that, because mainly in most cases, you as us as traders, no matter how experienced you are, like sometimes you could rush your own trades, or you wouldn't be leaving your setup. Relatively, even this one, like, we have marked it out. Yes, price hasn't tapped into the zone. We don't know if it's gonna come in, right? And we're relatively marking out order blocks that we can see on the 1-hour time frame, right? Let me just go back again. Mainly because we don't want to miss out on the trade, guys. Like, and understandable, the fear of missing out can come into play at these types of points. That's where experience comes in, right? So for me, this is a zone that I am interested in. From my side, I wouldn't mind taking a loss over here, right? Mainly because it does fit this does fit our entry criteria, guys. Like, and I don't lose anything. Let me see how many pips this is. This is relatively 20 pips. We could put it relatively over here, right? If price comes in and wicks me out on my entry, I wouldn't mind, because it's something that I understand, right? And then the take profit could be relatively on the higher time frame. Let me go to the 4-hour time frame, right? And remember guys, this is January already, right? So now maybe you could anticipate price playing around in the early months of January, or the last days of January, just to push a bit higher and higher and higher until the end of the year, right? So now let me move this, right? My anticipation is that we could relatively get to this point over, or this order block over here that I've marked out, right? Relatively over here, we can come into this pele, right? But we don't know yet, as of yet, of how this thing is gonna play out, this setup is gonna play out, right? But for anybody watching this video on Sunday, right, make sure that when you are awake earlier in the mornings of Monday, when is Monday? So if today is the 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, the 29th is going to be on a Monday. So if you are awake, you can take this trade, use this sell limit, this buy limit, and then let price push up a bit higher as much as it is, guys, right? But overall, I think that's the last pair that we're gonna be looking at for today. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, guys, please make sure to subscribe, guys. You know, we are growing as a family. We just hit 280, guys. Like, we're going up. Like, it's slow, but patience is the name of the game. The same way we are patient with our setups is the same way you need to be patient, especially with the family growing. But if you watch till this end, please make sure to subscribe, like, comment. Thank you for watching till this far. Mr. Flair signing out.